Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left. When everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends. Just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left. When everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends. Just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left. When everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends. Just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left. When everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends. Just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left. When everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends. Just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left when everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends, just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left when everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends, just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left when everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends, just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left when everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends, just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left when everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends, just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left when everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends, just like how long you want your friends to be. Invite them in. Because winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Super One. When life goes right, go left. Because what's right is what's left. When everything goes wrong. Or just make a round circle, a limitless circle with no ends. Just like how long you want your friends to be.
That we have the picture up there. I believe we have that. Yes, we have. So here we are. Welcome to this update from the corporate headquarters here in Norway when it comes to Super One. Great to see so many people joining us on this Thanksgiving. We didn't actually realize it was Thanksgiving when we scheduled this meeting, and that's because we don't celebrate it that much in Norway, Alex.
It's not a common thing here in Norway, but
it's not a common thing, and we are so heavily involved in what we do when it comes to working on Super One, so we didn't realize that. Anyway, we have some great news for you today. We're gonna have a completely verbal update today. We're gonna have Alexander, which is head of the game. He's joining me for the initial session about the game, where we're gonna explain to you exactly what we have done, where we are, when we start releasing, and all these things. It's a great update. And then we will be joined by Vara Stien. He's also working from the office here in Norway, and he's half Japanese. He's coming in to help us on the business side, which he works on. And then I will cover, towards the end, I will cover detail about the listing. We have some really amazing news. And the whole thing, it's, how should I say, it's going very well in Super One. We are hard at work and we have a great time in front of us. So let's get started, Alex. And I think a lot of people are waiting now for when is the game coming? That's the first question we get. To just give a little introduction to that, we are not only launching one game, but we are launching different components of a very big game. So what we are starting out with, and we will start shortly introducing, is the Collect Fans. And the Collect Fans comes in basically with two different elements. It comes with how you straightforward collect fans and how we can build your network within the fandom of football. And it also comes with club games. That means that you can play certain games related to the football clubs, and you can maybe explain a little bit more about how it's working.
Yeah,
Alex?
well, the entire concept
closer to the mic.
The entire concept around Collect Fans is all about gamifying recruitment, and the reason for taking this sort of strategic view on this is that we could release a full-size game with all of the categories and etc. But every game needs a player, and in order to do that, you have to engage the fans all over the world. This is the main cause. So we are creating Collect Fans with the first initial top 4 clubs in the world, which is Manchester United, Liverpool, FC Barcelona, and Real Madrid.
And that's 1.5-2 billion, maybe towards 2 billion fans. That's related to these clubs. So it's a great move, yeah.
And eventually we'll also add more clubs into this collection, but this is initially. And you as a user or a player are able to select your club. You will obviously take a little trivia about your club and to test your knowledge and show your skill level versus other players. And
let me explain a little bit how it will work, because this is all created to get high quality of football fans into the game. So what we have done, we have on the platform introduced social sign-up. That means that you will be able to use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, and Apple, you will be able to sign up to the platform. And of course, you will be able to log in if you are an existing user. So we are moving the two-step verification after your first payment. So your mobile verification and that will be moved a little bit further down the chain. So what we created, and it's already ready, is this social sign-up. And what we are doing is when you come with a link, it will be placed, of course, in the binary or in the downline of the referral. If you're not coming with a link, you will be placed into the system of the active members. That means that you have a certain volume on your account. And we will get more into detail that later, but it is what we call a PVO10 that we are using at the platform. So what happened when you come in as a player, you have registered, you can select among the 4 clubs to start with. We're going to have a list there expanding to more than 20 clubs, but we are working a lot on the content here. And so we've done the 4 clubs. And basically, you select a club that you're going to qualify. So you need to then play a game, which is a club game. And that's a game with 10 questions, but it's much, you can play many more rounds. We have hundreds of questions for each club with different pictures and everything. So it's a full-blown swiping game. And we are using the algorithms for scoring. Will be there. Will be full game with scores and everything.
Also be connected to leaderboards.
It will be connected to a leaderboard, and it will be connected to prices as we move on. And basically, you come in and you register, like we say, you choose a club, and then you qualify. It's not that difficult to be qualified, but I know, Alex, you created a little bit different qualification levels.
Yes, well, we want to sort of see that players are playing more than one game.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And they need to have something to aspire against. So even though it's sort of a fairly simple, easy game to play because it relates to club, and we really touch on the fan base of fans, basically. And but of course, it's always good to show that you're better than a neighbor. So repetitive playing to show an increased score, getting rewarded for an increased score, being on top of the leaderboards.
It's going to be a full-blown game. We're also able to advance. You get badges. Okay, we gamified all this. So you get badges, different grades of badges could be, we're using bronze, silver, and gold, a lot of legend, and stuff like that, also within the player. So you can, in the very first 10 questions you will get 4 easy questions, 4 medium questions, and 2 hard questions. So it's all about time and the score, and we get back to that when we're launching. But it's not going to be that difficult. I mean, we want everyone to basically, with a certain knowledge, to qualify for this. This is not about showing off your skills, but you want to do that, okay? So once that passed, you kind of cleared yourself for the Collect Fan program, if I can use that. I don't like the word program, but...
well, you're qualified.
You're qualified. You're definitely qualified. And what's going to happen from that point is that you can, of course, invite your friends to do the same with your link. And they do exactly the same. They qualify. Every time you have 2 people qualified, you will get something new we call points that we have in the platform. And you will get a bronze NFT of your choice. You will get a bronze NFT of your choice among the football clubs we have. That means we have a full-scale collection of club NFTs for Manchester United, for Liverpool, Barcelona, and Real Madrid from the outset, and that's being increased all the time. So every time you have 2 qualified members, you get the opportunity to get a bronze NFT. When you get 2 more, a total of 4, you will get a silver NFT. And when you get 8 qualified members,
you get the gold.
You get the gold. You get the gold. And here comes the next thing. We have earlier explained to you about the stories and how we seed stories, and that follows also into this concept. So basically, when you have any of these NFTs, either it be bronze, silver, or gold, you're also getting points when you kind of accumulate this.
Yes.
Getting some points. These points you can use to seed, and you can seed your NFTs, and you will get what we call stories. These stories are crafted from the legacy of the clubs, sort of the history. Great stuff.
We're trying to sort of pick up the most essential highlights and important history of the clubs to really touch on the fans' favorites, basically.
Yeah. So that's how you build. You can how should I say, complete you get your NFT. Yes, you get that. You can even trade that NFT in the marketplace, or you can nurture it further and build with stories. Then you add 3 stories to a bronze, then you have a complete collection that you can sell at a higher price. Or you can complete all 3. Let's say you have 3 Manchester United NFTs with 3 stories. Oh, guess what you get then? You get the Great Legend, and that's you get the legend card. You get the legend card. And these cards, they are only obtainable from recruiting players.
This is 100% play to earn.
100%. There is no pay to earn at all here. You're not able to buy these things at all. You can only enter this by blood, sweat, and tears. And that's the whole point, to create a genuine and really great fandom altogether.
Yes.
And that's all mapped out. And of course, these games, when you play that to qualify, a lot of people will qualify very easy. It's not going to be very difficult. So that's why we created the club games. And you can explain a little bit about the club game, how it kind of is an extension to the collect fans. And somewhat some people, or not some people, but people will be able to get back into the application all the time, and is a part of the first step in the real game world.
Well, some of the retention they have is that all of the games are connected to certain leaderboards, and those leaderboards will reset quite frequently to sort of get players back into the leaderboards, fight for new prizes, and just to brag off and improve their score. And this is sort of the initial part of the game, because the game mechanics we're launching, sort of the swiping, the timing, the scoring, the leaderboards, and all these kind of things is essential in the main game as well. The difference is that within the main game there will be a whole different spectrum of categories and content, and even more in-depth.
But what we are doing, we are actually starting the main game in the corner of the carpet, sort of, and then we are adding more tiles to the whole thing, and more expansion.
Definitely.
And definitely we're gonna open for. I mean, this is just about our production capacity. Now we focus on football, like we said all the time. We are moving into the other sports, of course. We're moving also into the artists and movies and actors and all these kind of things. That's all work in progress. So I think that by doing this, directing it towards the fandom of these 4 main football clubs in the world, we are actually creating a tension between Manchester United and Liverpool, the main red competitors in the English football.
You have the most fans.
And they have the most fans. And against FC Barcelona and Real Madrid, the 2 main competitors in the Spanish sort of football.
It's a bit of a strategic choice.
It's a strategic choice, yes. And it's also the 4 biggest clubs. Like we said, close to 2 billion fans reported all over the world. And we also have the in-house, I will say, sort of knowledge. We have Morten here in the office on Manchester United. We have Liverpool fans. We have also both the Real Madrid and FC Barcelona people working out of that's at least half Spanish. So it is very promising, and we're going to keep adding to that. And then the big question is, when is this coming? And we hoped to actually have it in November, but there are some little bit more tweaks to it than we anticipated, and we have also done some changes to it with the NFTs, and there are some changes to this that I will sort of say in the positive direction. We are adding more feature to it, so it becomes more exciting when releasing. But definitely we are releasing this in December, if not something hits our.
Also to highlight the importance of that, this is sort of a gamified recruitment where the main goal is to sort of raise headcount to the game. because a game needs players, and this is something that we hopefully are able to get a lot of players into the game and sort of pique their interest a bit.
Yeah, we really need to gamify. What is a game without players? So today we have an active head count of a certain thousands of people in Super One. For us, releasing a game today will be suicide. We need to bring excitement, and we need to bring this into a much more momentum phase, and that applies to a lot of the things we do. But now we've done all the heavy groundwork. Our development team, we are more than, I think we are close to 35 people at the moment. We have 34, 35, yeah. So I started to head count because we got more people. We have a lot of on the content side, and that's good. There's a lot of manual labor related to these football schemes. Everything is verified. Everything is kind of going through a process here. So that's really cool, and we hope to release that as quickly as possible. It will come in December, definitely, and we are in the final phase with a lot of this. But there are still, we are always dependent on things like Apple, in particular Apple, not Google, but in particular Apple, for their approval and stuff like that. And we've seen over the past, with our experience in hand, we've seen that sometimes could take a little bit of time and go back and forth. But I believe that the features we are including in this is not anything that will sort of raising the red flags towards Apple, but we are in the same process doing a lot with the application, because this game and everything gonna come into the same application that you have today, and that means that we are changing the game side. We are adding the whole game side inside that application. It's a massive thing, so you get a whole new appearance once you enter the application. You will have a new landing page sort of where you can navigate to the game fan section. You can also navigate to the business section, and we are doing a major overhaul on the business section, and that's I'm gonna speak more about that in a short while. But the business section is more than 120 or 30 pages inside there, and it is a complex piece of work. We are now integrating these two services, and we are preparing the backend for the heavy load of millions of potential players. There is a lot of things that happen, not only from a graphical point of view or from a business sort of point of view. It's also about the database structures. It's about optimizing. It's about being able to really receive the fire, or to handle the fire that we expect to come. At the same time, we are reaching out now, starting our outreach next week to fan clubs and sources within the football world, to really get a lot of momentum once we open this. So it will be both a technical process. It is a technical process, but it's a business side of it with marketing, and we have editorial coverage. We have a lot of stuff coming related to that. So that's important for us, that now we are actually moving outside the world of the community sort of. We are creating a much bigger community. We are bringing in hopefully millions of players and fans, and they need a very sleek application. Everything needs to work really fast. Like one challenge I will sort of say we have a very comprehensive team model. The binary structure is comprehensive from a technical point of view, that when some transaction happens far down one of the teams, you need to traverse and calculate all the way to the top. So we are looking a little bit into that technology, not just a little bit. We have two dedicated developers on graph databases doing that, so we can do that much faster. So that's some of the things. And on the blockchain part of the game, as you know, we are using Ripple XRP at the moment, and we've done 60 million transactions on the Ripple thing. We also started developing on Solana, and we have two dedicated Rust developers on Solana as one of the really promising blockchains out there and heavily utilized in gaming. Solana is par with XRP when it comes to transaction fee, but they also have an advantage in the sense that they have smart contracts and NFT schemes and stuff like that. So we are deeply into creating multiple chains into our system. As you know from before, we have the knowledge, and we also been using Ethereum. We don't use it much anymore. We use Binance Smart Chain, and we use Ripple. Now we are adding Solana to the basket, sort of. So that's development on the blockchain side. And of course, we're doing things on the server structure and everything to do this load. So that's also part of the whole preparation. Okay, I think we're gonna stop there when it comes to the game.
Yep.
It is coming more information. We have a lot of new graphics when it comes to this. We have a lot of new stuff when it comes to the NFTs, the club collection. We have the all the NFTs, the stories and everything. That's all prepared and ready.
We will release some material shortly.
We will release that together with the updated business material that I'm gonna cover shortly. And we're gonna release now everything in one go. You will have on the business side, you will have something for your comments. Actually, we're gonna do something as a little bit of a gig, because we're doing some good changes. I'm gonna talk about it in a while, and then we will ask for your opinions, and then we will maybe change, probably not, or two. So that's all about the game.
Yep.
It's going very well, and I will say thank you to Alexander for now, and
Yep.
we're gonna have Vara come here. So give us a little break here. We take 2 seconds. We're just gonna bring in another guy. So here we are back with our new employee here at the headquarters, Kenneth Varastien. Welcome to Super One.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have been working with us now for is it 3 weeks now?
Yes,
Close to 3 weeks, yeah.
About 3 weeks.
And tell a little bit about yourself.
I have been working for retail and like service, like travel as
Yeah.
well, for the last 10 years or so. I've been traveling around the entire world. I've been living in different areas, and I've been living now in Norway for about 15 years.
Yeah. And you stayed a long time in Canada. I believe.
Yes, also in Canada, in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's about half and half, or Japan half, and then Norway for.
So you speak Japanese.
Yes, I do.
So you can introduce yourself in Japanese.
もちろんです。もちろん日本語も喋れますので。はい。
So what we have been doing lately when it comes to the business part of this, we have been looking into what we have done in the past. We looked at how our customers or our members, how they comprehend the Super One. What are our problems? What are our opportunities here? We kind of looked deeply into this, because we felt that it was too complicated, and what is the word on the street? So we kind of developed a whole new, I won't say a whole new, but we improved our appearance strategy and everything. And you have been deep diving into the Japanese community.
Yes, I have been looking through blogs, sites, Twitter posts, tweets, many other things, just to get the overall information, as well as the articles, that about 200 or so articles that we have, all the documentations that we've had in the past. I'm going through all that and try to find, like, correlate what we could do with the products that we have.
So with all that in hand, we get a much better understanding of what the market perception of Super One is, and where is the Achilles heel, and how we're moving. And that's how we do things in Super One. We like to be a little bit thorough, maybe too thorough. But at the end of the day, what we are changing now, not changing, but what we are doing with this process with Vara here in Norway, and also colleagues we have employed other places, we are taking this information and material thing, to call it that, very seriously. And we will, going forward, publish everything in English, but luckily we have Japanese also. We have a huge Japanese community. So we are shortly starting to release this material It will be written in English. Everything, light paper, white paper, these things comes in English, and it comes in Japanese. So we go native Japanese with
Yes.
that.
That is a plan.
So what do you think about the project in general?
I'm actually very excited. There's a lot of new things that develop pretty much every day, but I try to keep up with it and try to send this information out to everyone.
What do you think the Japanese people would say about the game?
Right now, I'm not too, but I think I have read that there are some people are very excited about the game as well.
It's very good.
Yeah, and NFTs and things like that, yeah, as well.
Okay, Vara, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You can leave.
All right.
And
Thank
I
you
will
very
take it
much.
from here. Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's back to me. So with this information, in addition to what we have discovered out there from the posts and from all the feedback we're getting, we have also, of course, used our technology and the statistics to look into how many people are, in example, binary eligible, what are the statistics and the relationship between power leg, pale leg. We have looked into a lot of these things. We actually created the presentation for our compensation plan. And as you know, we did some changes in September, and then we kind of were preparing this new material, and we looked at it and we say, this we need to simplify. We need to improve everything. So that has taken place. And as you remember, in September, we changed the coding. We brought the coding in and created double team bonus. By that move, we significantly reduced the capping in the binary. We released much more, how should I say, margins into the binary, and we are down to the last number I got is we are delivering 80%, so only 20% capping in the binary. Of course, there would be adverse, how should I say, incidents or occasions, but in general, that's our average statistics. So what we are doing now, we are doing another major upgrade and improvement to the system. All the ranks that you have seen from superstar to director and all this is now being changed. Everything is being simplified. Everything is being synchronized into what we do with premium, bronze, silver, gold, legend, and origin. So what we do across the board when it comes to the game, we are doing all of this the same into the whole bonus plan, the bonus tires. We are simplifying this. We are creating new mechanics inside the plan, so it is easier for you to actually upgrade, and that's where the bonus points comes into play. You will be able to earn bonus points in your what we call, whether you call it left, right, pay, or whatever, this team. You're earning in one of your sponsors team, you are earning bonus points that will be applicable in to upgrade. So you will be able to upgrade from one package tire to another package tire, and that upgrade will be dynamic. So it means, like, if you hold a 500 package and you earned a certain number of points, you are able to use these points to upgrade to the next tire, which will be 500 will be silver, gold will be 2,500. So you are able to accumulate points, and you're able to fill the gap with money. So let's, for argument's sake, you're upgrading from 500 to 2,500. That's $2,000. Maybe you have $1,000 worth of points. You can do that upgrade with $1,000. We're gonna release all the details about this shortly. And this is what we have started developing, but we are still open for input. We really know that there are many of you out there with a lot of experience, a lot of viewpoints on this, and we will be open for input. But we've seen it deemed necessary to do this. It's really necessary, and we have taken a gamification hat when we're doing this. So it will be progress bars, it will be dynamic upgrade opportunities. It will be these points that you can use for upgrade. Like we said in the gaming, you will be able to earn these points from recruiting, from gameplay, and from many other activities in the future. So those points are very similar to what you do in example, airline loyalty programs. We study the biggest one in the world, and we're using the same mechanics. So you are able to earn points, you're able to upgrade, you will be able to buy stuff with these points, and you will be able to do a lot of things. So that's the points driven system. And these points will also be subject to your qualification. In example, when you have a qualification for single team bonus, you have a certain number of points you need. Those points are earned in the sponsor team. And we know that this team can change, and that we have a very, very smooth solution for how this is working out communication wise, because there is not many people in the world that understand the binary. Not I mean, many people outside maybe the sort of networking community. So we need to really crack an egg to make this really, really solid, so everyone understand how it is, even if you have no idea how a binary is working. So we're doing that, and we're going to have this point system similar to an airliner. You'll be able to upgrade, and you will have qualification coming to get single team bonus or double team bonus. Is all based on points, and there are certain tiers that you have to pass, and you're able to upgrade. So actually you're able to enter for free, and you're able to work your way all the way to the top in Super One. That will require, of course, a lot of volume, and the volume, all the qualifications will take place in what we call the public team, your sponsor's team. That's where all the qualifications will take place. So we sort of say you earn points in your sponsor's team, and you earn cash in your own team. You can even say it even easier, left and right. You earn points in your left, swipe left for points, swipe right for cash. And we are using the technology to create that into a very seamless experience, so you don't need to have a degree in binary to understand how it's working. And that's a big step for us, but it's a necessary step. The reason why we started was this is actually when we worked out the presentation or the specification for the compensation model, we see that, wow, this is so complicated. This is way too complicated, way too many rules, too many things, and it's too difficult. It's too difficult. I did statistic analysis. How many active organic directors do we have? How many are binary eligible? How many are that? How many are that? And I have all the statistics laid out on the table, and I said to the team, this, we need to crack an egg to make an omelette. This is not working properly. It's a good plan. We're not changing the double bonus. We're not changing a lot of these things. The main thing will remain. The main thing, we still have the direct bonus. We have the single team bonus, the double team bonus. We have the matching, and we have the pool bonus. We're not changing the material of this. It's about more the ranks and how you can proceed. We made it possible to upgrade from one pack to another. That's one thing. That's a main feature. But we also reduced the requirements. These requirements we have today are way too hard to reach. So we have reduced the requirements, and we put the requirements into the public team. That's where you kind of, how should I say, rank up and level up your game, while in your own team, right team, you're able to make all the money. You also make money, of course, from your sponsor team in direct bonus. We are not changing the material thing, but we are doing this presentation wise, and also the rank wise is what we're basically changing. So we lower the thresholds. We have increased the downline matching. The downline matching will now start already on 500 as a silver. There is a great step from bronze. We'll start at 100. I will have great features on bronze. We will have silver starting at 500. Gold start at 2,500. Legend will start at $10,000. and we're gonna have origin at $50,000. So we are making a seamless transition throughout all the colors that we have on the platform, and we are creating significant perks for each and every one. Still, 500 gonna be the main pack. From the 500 point, you're able to work your way all the way to the top. You need the 500 to get started. You can work your way from without buying the pack. So if you are into the bronze, the 100, you need to earn your money and increase and use points, and you will be able to upgrade to the 500. So there is a lot of great things, and the packs, the packages, or the sort of tires, they are fully synchronized with the titles on the platform. So that it's one-to-one, fully synchronized. So it's really a seamless. The whole compensation plan or the bonus plan is not even a page. It's very beautiful, and it's so easy to understand that everyone understands. Then we will have dynamic pricing of the token. I will get back to that a little bit. And we will have token and staking bonuses applied to the packages from gold and above. That will come in addition. So there is a reason why you should go for gold or legend or origin. So that comes into play. So there is a lot of great stuff, and I won't say they are changes, but they are improvements. These are things we see necessary to do to grow beyond the existing sort of crowd. We really want people to proceed quickly and to be able to rank up and to make more money, because a flourishing membership base is what we need, and we need to be able to communicate. You don't need a degree in network marketing to understand this plan. You need to be able to get into this, and you need to be able to move on. So that's why we're doing these changes, or upgrade, improvement, call it whatever you want. There will be no of the existing packages that will be degraded or anything if they're going to enter at the exact same perks or higher. Some of them will be very positively surprised. They will end up bumped up. So that's what we're doing. We also, to those of you that there has been some support cases now related to the release we do from directors now throughout November. We are onto this, and there is a lot of not a lot, but there is work going on to clean up the things we had from the very beginning of Super One. As you all remember, we've been running this plan for 15 months or something, and prior to that there were some other packages and stuff that we are cleaning up, and there's a lot of how should I say, work from us in sense of to do it in a proper way from a business perspective, but also from a technical perspective. And now we have the daily releases started on the 1st of November, and we have, by the end of this month, a few more days, we have released approximately 40 million tokens. And what we haven't done, it brings me to the listing, but I'm gonna just have a couple of concluding remarks on the compensation plan, because the bonus plan is very important, but it's very important to see that bonus plan in context with the game and what we do now. So we wanted to have a seamless bridge from the game, from the collect fans, so people can actually earn these bonus points and really get into the whole thing. So this will require some re-engineering, and it's not something that delays us a lot. It's something we have a lot of it, so we just changing parameters and changing a little bit here and there, and so that's we are into. And in this process we will release let me call it a temporary or intermediary, no, not intermediary, but a temporary plan or a draft plan that will get out of our office very shortly, I believe very early next week. And then we will ask for your input, and we will look. There might be some people with great experience with smart solutions to that, or kind of Christmas wish list, and we'll look into it. But it's all about simplifying. So let me leave the compensation plan at the moment. And this is the reason why we haven't really put it out there. Because we saw for a while ago that, wow, you need an instruction manual. Think of IKEA, the great English furniture company. It's not only furniture, but when you open something from IKEA, you have number one, you have an umbraco, put it together, and you have a furniture. We cannot have difficult things. It needs to be intuitive. The whole user experience, we are re-engineering. So that's the most important part. That is also a lot of design work. So we added another designer that's working particularly on simplifying the existing application from a user experience point of view and also from a design point of view. So you will see that when we open the game, you will see also in the business section, which is the app you have today, is going to be upgraded significantly. The whole user, the whole flow, a lot of these things will be improved. Maybe not all in once, because this application has like 120, 30 pages. So we have to be careful and we have to be prudent what we do. We don't want to damage anything or remove stuff that's important. That's why we do it step by step. So that's the business side of it. A little bit more about it. When we release information next week, we release light paper, white paper, and several brand guidelines or brand playbook. We will even have a game playbook, and we will have a business playbook about how to do things. What we worked a lot on, we are expanding the strategy for the company from a bigger perspective, gamifying happiness, and how we will use the platform will be a material part. We have the entertainment section, which is the game we are starting to open now. We have enterprise, and we also have education coming into play. So we tighten the ship when it comes to our strategic position, and I'm really, really satisfied with what we have there. Really cool stuff. So let's flip to the listing and talk a little bit about the immediate things. So we started releasing the token, but we haven't really been active on the pancake thing in November. And the reason for this is we have been so occupied with all the other stuff we need. We don't want to create a lot of turmoil, a lot of momentum without having the real tools to really spark it. Like you heard from Vara, he's been through, I think it's 223 articles about Super One that we have now proofread, gone through, updated, created the tweets, created the Facebook post. Everything is ready to be published at the push of a 223 buttons sort of. And that's what we're doing. We've been preparing ourselves heavily for this, because getting out there, it's a storm. The market is very good, yes, but we really want to do it properly. So we have a really good uptake on the token. We have the super token out there. We have 25 million of them. Our last sales price on the platform was 25 cents. That means we have only today we have only $10 million in market cap at this point in time. So that's not very much, you know. That's very little. So we have much bigger ambitions for that. So that's why I not only me, but we have been into a process with a centralized European exchange, and we signed the final listing agreement today. Really cool. So we are getting into an exchange that over the past weeks have been dipping from or trading between 600, 700, 800 and up to $1.4 billion a day. They are really moving, and we got some good terms with them, and I think they have 600,000-700,000 users. They have somewhere north of 75,000-80,000 people on a daily basis using them. So we are getting listed there. We signed off everything, started technical preparation, and been through a due diligence, which is required. And we work with their market team. We work with their marketing team about how we're going to do this to make sure we get a real good listing. They love our marketing material, and they love what we're doing, and we showed a little bit about our strategy to them. We're also going to like to think we are doing things in Japanese to bring them in. There's a lot of Japanese people also on this platform, and we're doing a sort of this listing is really important for us, and we're really focusing on that. So what we have been advised by their marketing, by their market making team, you know, when you get onto this list, we need to have continuous trades going on, and to do that, we need to take some of the tokens from Super One, deposit into the exchange, and we have connected that to a market making team. We have been discussing all these things into great detail. How we're going to do it, how we're going to market the stuff, how we gonna do things in the crypto community, and to really bring the value in a positive direction. We will list at $50. That's going to be the opening price. Where it goes up or down, that's difficult to say, but we're going to do everything in our power to make it go up. And luckily, we don't have too many tokens available at this point in time. So at that listing time, we're looking at maybe 50 million issued tokens in circulation, and that at $50 is $25 million in market cap, which is very little. And we can dream about where it's going, but we can look at other companies and we can say, oh, this we have a great chance of getting an upward trend, in a good trend. So in order to get things, all our ducks in a row, we have now agreed with them. We're going to open the collect fans now. We're going to open that club games. We're going to get that ready so everyone can have a game in their hand. And then we're going to have about 2 weeks of massaging the market with listing. They have their own airdrop teams. There's a lot of social media. So they recommend not to open that trading in December because it will be very close to Christmas, and Christmas is not a time for doing new stuff. So they recommended us to start early in January, and that's what we're doing. So we haven't set the date yet, but it will be very early in January. So what's going to happen now in December is that we're going to open the collect fans, the club game, and all these things, release new marketing material, get all these things sorted out. We are also attending the Coin Agenda conference in Puerto Rico in about 1 week from today, and I'm going to be there, and hopefully we will get great attention there too. And then we are moving further on nurturing what we're doing with the community, and we are also bringing in influencers that this exchange already have in play, and also that we have in play. We have more influencers. We have loads of new material coming, new video about Super One with employees inside the video, shoot here at the office. We have a lot of stuff that we've been working. So that's basically where we are at the moment. It's looking really good, and but there is a lot of work, and we're doing whatever we can to push it as fast as possible. I think the key takeaway here is that we are basically very close to opening the club games with the 4 top football clubs in the world. That will attract a lot of players, and they will be placed into the team system based on that you have a minimum PV of 10, and we're probably going to have even more algorithms working there. We will release information about that. Secondly, we are improving the bonus plan. We are simplifying and improving it significantly. And then thirdly, and that's coming as we move forward. We're going to do that on a consecutive basis. We just do this, and you will see the plan, and we will get your feedback, and we will kind of implement that. Because it's not material changes to a lot of the rule sets. There are additional features like upgrade and progress bars, a lot of this stuff that will make it simpler, but reducing the requirements is very simple. It's just about numbers in our requirement algorithm. So that goes pretty fast. Renaming and a little bit new graphics is not the most labor's work. So that's this. So the game, the business, and then the listing. Really excited about that because we've been very good friends with the team, the heads of this exchange, and they really like our project, we will get a lot of airtime. We will be distributed to all their users, and we will be able to trade there early January. And then everybody will be able to not only trade their token, that you can do basically when we are listed on the decentralized exchange Pancake, but it's pretty troublesome, sort of. You need to be a little bit crypto literate to deal with that, and you get crypto. Now you will be able to register at this exchange. It's European, so you need to do KYC, and you need to do, that's very quick, it's fully automated. You're able to bring your super token to this exchange, and you're able to sell them at this against USDT that will be converted on the platform, and you're able to take that out for everyone apart from United States. You do SEPA transfer, and you will be able to take that out in euros to your bank account. It's fully connected to the banking system, so you're able to do that, and that will be a great advantage to our community, and it's the first step into the centralized exchange world. We're not only going to do this one, we're going to do multiple. So I will sort of say the first quarter, with the more and more game stuff releasing, more and more exchanges coming to the having the super token. We are really in front of a great jump start on the 2022. Now we are entering the month of December, and there are also a lot of great stuff coming out from us now. Finally, a little bit improved, upgraded, changed, whatever you pick, whatever you want, but it was required. And basically, we're moving very strong into 2022, and that's probably all for today. I think we're not going to talk a lot. I see there are some Q&As. I can try to answer those a little bit. Yeah, they asked about the game will be released in December. I answered that. Yeah, some is concerned about all the changes and updates all the time. Yes, but it's required. I mean, when you have something and we look at it and it doesn't really work perfectly, not only perfectly, but we see major drawbacks with certain things of the model, we could rather run with it and not flourish, or we can change it and flourish. We can also change it and fail, but we don't do these things to fail. By simplifying and strengthening the bonus plan, we will not fail. We will win. Like we say in Super One, winning is not everything. It's the only thing. And that's why we do these things. And we put our efforts into creating something that is very rational. It's simple to use, simple to understand, and that's it. And it's powerful for you under the hood. And creating simple stuff is the most difficult thing. Look at Apple. Why have they succeeded? I always say this. You can look at, we have Samsung TVs here. Look at that remote control. And then you can look at an Apple remote control. The effort it takes to create something powerful, simple, is more. And there's a lot of engineering related to it, design engineering, UX. We have great people working with us. Alexander, more than 20 years in gaming, been material part and heading this little bit of change. And it's a good change. So it's asking if you already have a 10K pack, then you are very well set. Then you will become a legend in the new system. And you will have pretty much you will have a higher number of matching tires. We will release information about this now very shortly, and you will see it's for everyone. It will be easier to rank up. It will be easier to even mix points and cash to upgrade. Upgrade of the packages will be there. There will be lower thresholds to reach, so you don't need all these thresholds. We are also doing other stuff at the moment. We are removing the 30-day. We are looking at your accumulated volume for the qualification. So we will change that 30-day rule to the much better. We're probably gonna run it for a long period of time, like they do in the airline. They use a year. We have to monitor that because, of course, we need this model to work also, but we have to be a little bit careful. But at the same time, we want you to produce. So we're doing that. We're still going to have some things that within the 30 days, but basically we are reducing the pressure on you and the ability to actually rank up. And that's something really, really good. So there are quite a lot of simplifications also to a lot of things. We're using technology to do things under the hood a lot more. So from a visual point of view, you will see your progress. You simply will have one progress bar through the whole Super One. Your whole life can start at 0, and you build your progress bar up towards the different levels. You can see it as a consecutive line through all the packages. It's all lined nicely up. So that's the design thing, and it's all synchronized with our NFT scheme, both in the players that you are very familiar with. And that reminded me of one thing, and the NFT schemes we get into the club. And let me get back to the NFT scheme. We are doing some. We've done a lot of work on that, so we have a lot more NFTs. We're not going to release any more news today, but we will also in December have major releases on the NFT. So you'll be able to secure those. We're working on the marketplace for those, and we will have much more detailed information on the seeding and the stories, and all that's also being created. So there is a lot of things happening on the NFT scene, which is a really hot potato, and that's all been, how do I say, ongoing work to prepare ourselves for the game that we also now start releasing. So I think we're gonna somebody says that we have no notion of time. Every year is the same. Well, we are releasing the game now in December, like we said earlier. So we are releasing the club game, which is, so that's not a true standard, and that's why he probably is anonymous. Sometimes when you develop things, you discover that, oh, this is good, but we can do better. We need to do great stuff to survive in a very competitive market, and we have notion of time. And we are working full time all the time. Personally, I work 100 hours a week. I wake up every morning and think, what can we do better? How can we do this? How can I encourage the team? What can we do better? And how can we do this? How can we do it faster? But you have to realize we are working in novel technologies. We are doing things. What we didn't see yesterday, we maybe see today, and we don't know about the future. We work all the time. We could have released a lot of shitty stuff and been there. We are building this, and I am specifically building this for the next years to come. I'm not here for a few months because some of you want to see something go through the roof. We are building a long-term thing, and the composition of our game and the whole mechanics with the gamification of happiness, everything we do is something really, really significant in the industry, and we are unique with what we have. So I'm not gonna, when people say, oh, well, you don't have no notion of time, of course we have delivered a lot. Look at what we have done over the past year, what we have delivered. Look at the number of updates you see in your applications. We are probably past 45 updates, or at least 40. We have delivered 60 million transactions, 30,000 people all over the world, but we don't joke the numbers like many of the others do. We delivered 30,000 NFTs, and we have much more in storage coming. Complex NFTs on the IPFS. We have delivered now the game with everything we are coming with. We deliver now even an upgraded plan and things we do. So I don't, not gonna really take that to us. Things could have been faster. We all want it faster. Look at many other projects, what they do. If they really deliver, then you can think, okay, time goes by, we are here, and we are delivering. We have 35 people on a day-to-day accomplishment. So it's easy to criticize, and I understand that people do that. It's easy to do. And but we at the helm here, working really hard because we have a strong belief in the not only the long term, but also short-term vision. So that we move a few weeks back and forth or forward doesn't really matter. A week is like this in our world. And what we do, we are also subject to delivery of our teams. And you all know we have a great team in India. They celebrated the Diwali. That was more or less a week for us. There are these things coming, and we see Christmas coming, and that's why we don't want to really be high and dry on the 23rd of December, because it's not going to benefit us at all. Somebody's asking IPFS, that's in Internet Planetary File System. That's how we store all our NFTs. It's a decentralized storage, and that's it. So they're all there. And yes, we are working with the different technologies to release the NFTs outside the platform like we announced before. But like I said, we are on the Binance chain. We can do that. They have a certain transaction fee, and that has been increasing a little bit because of the popularity. At the same time, we have been waiting for XRP to release their NFT scheme, or their capability of doing NFT. They have not been able to do that yet, probably because they're holding back, waiting for the SEC commission. So that's why we introduced Solana. We are using Solana, which is one of the most popular blockchains and in the world today. They have full token and NFT capability. And Solana do something. They use a programming language called Rust. Rust is the most sought after programming language in the world today. So their developers are 2 or 3 times more expensive and difficult to find. Luckily, we find 2 of them, and we have them into our team in India. We are working with Solana. We are cracking the code of Solana, and we're going to be on Solana also. That's how we work. And that takes time, but it's good because it gives us a great product at the other end. And if you look on some of the projects, I spoke to the founder of Farwell, a gaming concept that raised 30 million. I spoke to Alex, the founder, about Solana and the features, and he really recommended it and gave me a lot of tips. And that's how we work. We work with and get advices from people around the world, and we listen to them. So that's what we do, and we are here for a very long run. So that's the IFPS. When will you release tokens from promotion in April? That's already done. All that is sent out, and it's all completed. So that's already done. And maybe we not sent the message, or those who got the message. Not into all details. So I think that was the main questions, and yeah. So that's where we are. If there are any more questions, you can send them now, and I will answer that. If not, we're going to conclude this session. The recording will be sent out, and we will be back next week then with even more, how should I say, compelling graphics, and they are really cool stuff. So that's what we do, and yeah, I think it's time to say thank you for today. And we will also commence a much more frequent presentation. Stian will embark on that next week. Vara in this office will also do his updates once he gets a little bit more accustomed to it. He will also handle the Japanese community. I tried to travel to Tokyo this week to speak with them. But you know, I have to be 2 weeks in a hotel room in Tokyo because of the Corona situation. So not yet, but coming soon. So that's all for today. It's really, really exciting times in Super One. and we have some great stuff to show you just around the corner. And I think that you will understand and you will see that, okay, this is much better. Like we did with the binary in September, we're doing now with the ranking and that kind of thing, making it simple, a one-pager in beautiful graphics, everybody understands, still more powerful than ever. So thank you now, and see you back after the weekend.
Rec-